Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to talk, we're going to do a side-by-side comparison with the Mac OS and Windows 11. And I'm going to give you 9 tips that we're going to demystify. And this is part of a series that I'm starting called Exploring the Similarities and Shared Features for the Mac and Windows. When it comes to computer operating systems, Windows and Mac OS have long been seen as rivals, each with its own unique features and design. However, amidst their differences, intriguing similarities are worth exploring. Apple and Microsoft have a long history of competition in technology. The rivalry between the two companies dates back to the early days of personal computing. Despite their distinct differences and underlying architectures, Windows and Mac OS share common grounds in terms of functionality and user experience. Here we are comparing the latest versions of the two operating systems, Mac OS Ventura 13.4 and Microsoft Windows 11 22H2. When it comes to searching for files and folders on your computer, you need to have a tool to do so, and Mac has provided what they call the Mac Spotlight search. It's used to quickly access application files information on your Mac. To access it, you press the Command key plus the space bar to open Spotlight. Then you start typing what you're searching for, and Spotlight will suggest matching results as you type. In Windows, you can quickly find application files, information on your computer. You do so by pressing the Windows key to open the Start menu and start typing to search for apps and files. And like the Mac, the Windows search will suggest matching results as you type. One other thing that the Mac has is what they call quick app switching. And to do so, you press the Command plus Tab to switch between open applications. You hold down the Command key and keep pressing the Tab to cycle through the list. Then when you release both keys, you then select the app that you're looking for. In Windows, it's called the Windows 11 Task View. And that's a feature where you can switch between all open windows and virtual desktops. And you access it by pressing the Windows key plus Tab, holding the Windows key and pressing the Tab to cycle through the list. Release both keys to switch the selected window or desktop. Macs use trackpads. They do not have any touchscreens for their desktop computers or monitors, but they rely on using the trackpad, or they also have something called the magic mouse. But if you're using a Mac, you should take advantage of the trackpad to improve your workflow. For example, if you use a 3-fingered swipe, you can access mission control, or swipe left or right with 3 fingers to switch between full screen apps. In Windows, it has touchpad gestures as well, and you can access the touchpad settings, customize the gestures and scrolling behavior in the control panel. In settings. When you're taking screenshots on the Mac, you can do so by pressing the Command plus Shift plus 3 to capture the entire screen, or Command plus Shift plus 4 to capture a specific area. To capture a window, you want to press Command plus Shift plus 4, then press the space bar and click on the window you want to capture. To show the screenshot options, you want to press Command plus Shift plus 5, and these will be saved in your preferred location that you select in the screenshot options. If you're using Windows, they have something called the snipping tool. And you can access by typing in snipping tool or snippet sketch, or you can use the keyboard shortcut, which is the Windows key plus Shift plus S. The Windows key plus print screen takes a screenshot of the entire window, and your pictures, your screenshots are saved in pictures in the folder called screenshots. One of the things that you'll want to do on your Mac is customize your sidebar and Finder. Make your Finder window more useful by customizing the sidebar. You can drag and drop frequently accessed folders to the sidebar for quick access. And you also can remove unnecessary items from the sidebar by right-clicking on them and selecting Remove from Sidebar. In Windows, you can customize the quick access toolbar in your File Explorer, which is the equivalent of Finder in the Mac. You also can pin frequently used folders. Additionally, Windows 11 offers a customized start menu where you can pin your favorite apps for easy access. If you want to split view and multitask with your Mac, you can work with two apps side by side. You do so by clicking the green Maximize button on the window, and then you select the position to place your window, and the window will then place in split screen. To do so on Windows, you'll want to use the Windows 11 Snap Assist. You hover your mouse over the Windows Maximize button or press Windows key plus Z. Click on the zone in a layout to snap a window in that particular zone. Use Snap Assist to finish building an entire layout of windows. If you need to view a file without having to open that file, you can use Mac's Quick View. You use Quick View to preview files without opening them fully. You can do so by selecting a file in Finder and then press the spacebar to open Quick Look. Here you can view your documents, images, videos, and play audio files without launching a separate app. In Windows, you can use the Quick Look-alike preview, and it works similarly by selecting a file in File Explorer, pressing the space bar to preview the file's content without opening it fully. You can also, in the Mac, you might want to customize your dock. You can organize your frequently used apps in the dock for easy access. You can drag icons to the dock, and you can also rearrange them to your preferences. Right-click on the app icon to access options like keeping it on the dock even when the app is closed. Additionally, you can customize the dock's position and behavior. The Windows 11 taskbar is similar to the Mac dock, and here also you can organize your frequently used applications, files, information on the Windows taskbar. You can right-click on an app icon on the taskbar to pin or unpin it. And again, you can also customize the taskbar's position and behavior. If you want to use emojis on your Mac, you can do so by pressing Command plus Control plus Space to open the emoji picker, or you can press the function plus E to see the list of related special characters. In Windows, you'll want to press the Windows key plus period to open the emoji picker and find various emojis and symbols. So in conclusion, while Windows and macOS may have their unique strengths and fan bases, it's important to recognize the commonalities that exist beneath the surface. From the user interface to file management, internet browsing, productivity tools, and accessibility features, these two operating systems share more similarities than meets the eye. There are some key differences between the Command key on macOS keyboards and the Windows key on Windows keyboards. The similarities are that both the Command key on the Mac OS and the Windows key on PC keyboards are modifier keys. This means they're used in combination with other keys to perform various functions and shortcuts. It's also worth noting that some Pacific Mac keyboard shortcuts or functions involving the Option key do not have a direct equivalent on a Windows keyboard. While Mac OS and Windows 11 have different names and implementations for certain features, both operating systems aim to provide users with efficient ways to navigate, access apps and files, and customize their user experience. The tips provided for each system can help optimize your workflow on these respective platforms. By understanding and appreciating the common functions of the two operating systems, we can broaden our perspective, make informed choices, and leverage the best of both worlds to enhance our computing experience. The sources for further reading is Macworld, Mac versus the PC. Another article is on PC World is Mac operating system versus Windows. Which operating system is really better? That is my side-by-side comparison of the Mac OS and Windows 11 tips demystified.
Hi, I'm Mike Ungerman of the Central Florida Computer Society. Today, we'll continue with the 9th in a series on electric vehicles and the first in a series of presentations on the EVs that are available or will be available for purchase in the US and Canada in 2023. To date, I've presented on various aspects of electric vehicles. So we'll start a review of EVs with a focus on battery electric vehicles that are available for sale this year. I've had a lot of input from this group, including Ron and Huey, forwarding me links to websites and videos on EVs. I also queried AIs with current databases, Google Bard and Microsoft Bing. I learned very quickly not to trust the AIs, as their information was either wrong or incomplete in several inquiries. Even their calculated data in several queries was incorrect, but they were a start. Here's the initial inquiry I made of Google Bard. List every battery electric vehicle for sale in 2023. The result looks extensive, even with photos. But let's scroll down through them all. Looking pretty good. Alphabetical order. But note down at the final statement, this is just a small sampling of the many BEVs available on the market today. But it was a good start, and it helped me open the door to investigate other resources. The first resource I looked at was Car and Driver. Their article is the basis for most of the data in my presentation. The link is shown here. Let's take a quick look at their website. Titled, Every New Electric Vehicle Model for Sale in the US for 2023. As well as being one of the starting points for this presentation, you can research just about any make and model using their drop-down menu at the top of the page, selecting a make, a model, and the years that they're available. We'll scroll down. You can see that they don't have them in alphabetical order, but they do list a considerable number of battery electric vehicles showing their base price, fuel economy, combined range. So taking that information from Car and Driver and additional research, I developed a Google spreadsheet showing the BEVs actually available for sale in 2023. The link is shown here and will be available at my website, which is posted in the Saturday Tech for Seniors newsletter. Let's take a look at the spreadsheet. This is the Google spreadsheet I created for my research. It consists of 3 sheets, shown in these tabs at the bottom, and it uses the same data pool. The one you're looking at now is sorted by the manufacturer of the BEV and then the models that are available. It shows the MSRP or base price and the published range of the vehicle when fully charged. There are 25 manufacturers and 48 models listed for 2023. If you take a look at the sheet that is sorted by price, we can start off with the lowest price, which is the Chevrolet Bolt for $27,495. As we go down the list, I've divided them into groups of price ranges. And we top out at the Porsche Taycan Sport Turismo at a whopping $137,430 with a range of 233 miles. Then if you want to see this list by range, we start off with the worst range, which is the Mazda MX-30 at a range of only 100 miles. The hardtop Cooper also is pretty low at 114. And if we scroll down, you can see that we get to the Lucid Air, which has a whopping 425 miles range. Taking the spreadsheet as an input, I researched and obtained images of all of the vehicles that are in the spreadsheet. Let's take a look at the Google Photos album that I organized those images. And this link also will be listed on my website that'll be published in Saturday's newsletter. Here's the album, 2023. They are sorted by manufacturer with price and range annotated. And if you select the first one, you'll see that in the left-hand corner, you get the information that I've entered in. And this is an Audi e-tron at 72,000, approximately MSRP with 208 miles range. Another Audi Sportback, 75,195. Another Audi e-tron GT, 106,395. And yet again, another Audi. So there's quite a list of Audis. Q4 Sportback, 59,395. And the Q4 e-tron, 59,995, 265 miles range. Moving on, we get to the BMWs. Another BMW. Third BMW. Cadillac Lyriq. It's the only Cadillac that is shown. Chevy Bolt, one of the lowest price cars at $27,495. And then there's the Bolt EUV, which is a slightly larger car, $28,795, 247 mile range. This is the Fisker Ocean SUV. You'll note that it's not exactly a professional photo. That's because I took the picture of this Fisker, which was a prototype car that was on display here in Orlando on International Drive back in December. I got a chance to walk around it, sit in the car, talk to the sales reps, and generally get the feeling of this vehicle, which does interest me. Ford has its F-150 Lightning truck, 86,694. And the Mustang Mach-E, which you would think of it as being a sport car, but it's actually a four-door BEV at 53,550. One of the larger EVs is this Hummer, big heavy vehicle, 112,595, and pretty good range for that big of an off-road vehicle, 329 miles. Hyundai Genesis, actually it's a Genesis, it's got its own brand name now, 60 grand. And the electrified G80, which takes one of their gas models and electrifies it. The Hyundai line, the Ioniq 5 at 45,295. And the Ioniq 6. You note this is more of a sedan, where the previous was more of a crossover. Hyundai Kona is their small electric vehicle, 34,885. Jaguar I-Pace, 72,575. Kia EV6. This is Kia's EV line, 50,025, 310-mile range. The Kia Niro EV, which is the fully electrified version of the Kia Niro plug-in hybrid, which I currently own. And I was considering this as a possible upgrade sometime in the future, but I'm still interested in the Fisker line. Lucid Air, 89,000. Mazda MX-30, 35,485, 100-mile range. So here's a vehicle that obviously was not designed to be anything more than a city car if you're only going to get a 100-mile range out of it. Mercedes has a fairly good line of electric vehicles. Their sedan, the EQS, their EQS SUV, 105,550. The EQE, another sedan at 76,050. The Mini Cooper Electric, 30,895. Again, 114 mile is the second lowest range. And this again would probably be just a city car for local commuting. Nissan Ariya, brand new model from Nissan this year, 48,485, crossover. Nissan Leaf, one of their first electrified vehicles, and was one of the first actually in the United States, and it's 29,135 with a 149-mile range. Polestar, a unique vehicle, factory orders only. Their sedan, 49,800. Porsche Taycan. Porsche has taken essentially their sport cars and their sport sedans and electrified them. This is the first one at 88,150. This one is their Sport Turismo, Taycan Sport Turismo, at 137,450. Then they've got what they consider an off-road vehicle, taking the Porsche Cross Turismo at 99,150, raising it up, putting heavier duty tires, more ruggedized vehicle. I don't think I would be driving an EV under conditions like that with a car that looks like that. Rivian, a unique vehicle made here in the US, and it's 79,800. This is their Wagoneer, if you will, and this is their truck, the R1T, 74,800. Subaru Solterra, built on a Toyota assembly plant, shared with Subaru, 46,220. Then we have the Tesla models that some of you probably are driving right now, the Model 3. Their prices have just come down. Their Model Y, 53,380. Their Model S, 89,880. And their Model X, 99,880. I expect to see Tesla's prices varying all over the place, but likely to come down to stay competitive as they get other models presented to run against them. This is the Toyota BZ4X that I said was similar to the Subaru, 43,335. The Volkswagen ID4, both made in Germany and in the US this year, $40,290. You're going to be wanting to search for one made in the US if you want the tax incentives. The Volvo is entering the electric market extensively. This is their C40 Recharge. So they've taken a C40 crossover SUV and electrified it. And the XC40, which is a larger SUV and electrified. VinFast is actually a company from Vietnam. And VinFast has turned into one of Asia's largest manufacturers of vehicles, and they now have two models in the US, the VF8 and the VF9, and they're going to flesh out that series 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 in coming years. As before, I've created YouTube playlists and a website to host them, which has a reference of all my EV postings for my presentations. The URL for that site is shown here on this slide and is published in periodic Tech for Senior Saturday newsletters. All the links from today's presentation will be on that website and available for you to click on so that you can look at both the playlists that support this presentation as well as the spreadsheets, the website, and the YouTube photos. So if you're looking to purchase any electric vehicle this year, your choices may be limited to those that are already in some conventional dealer stocks. Allocations for the 2023 BEVs direct from factory sales may already be closed for this year, and you're going to have to be looking for 2024 models. My next presentations will therefore continue with a review of the makes and models of BEVs planned to be available in the 2024 model year and subsequent.
Unmasking HotRat, the hidden dangers in your software downloads. My thanks to Louis Carones for his excellent article and the inspiration for this video. You'll find his article at the link listed. Avast researchers have uncovered a sneaky little rat in illegal versions of cracked software. His name is HotRat, and he's coming for your personal information. We all love a good deal, right? And what's better than free? Would you like to get the latest version of Microsoft Office or Adobe Photoshop? And what about some games like Age of Empire or Sniper Elite? All for free. Well, in this case, it comes with a hefty hidden price tag. We're talking about malware, and one sneaky culprit, in particular, HotRat. Meet HotRat, the unwanted guest. Imagine HotRat as the unwanted guest who crashes your party, eats all your snacks, and then steals your wallet. Not cool, right? Once it sneaks into your computer, HotRat can swipe your personal information, snap screenshots of what you're up to, and even invite more unwanted guests. The worst part, you might not even know it's there. So how does HotRat crash the party? Here's the thing, cyber criminals are pretty crafty. They hide HotRat inside cracked software, which is just a fancy term for software that's been tweaked to bypass copyright protections. Cracked software is illegal, pirated software that you should generally steer clear from, and HotRat exemplifies exactly why. These cyber party crashers can weaponize any illegal software, turning it into a delivery vehicle for their malware. They often target popular software from big-name companies like Adobe and Microsoft, as well as popular video games and system tools. Watch out for these party crashers. Here's a list of just some of the software that's been abused by cyber criminals to spread HotRat. Age of Empire 4 Digital Deluxe Edition, Microsoft Office 2022, Microsoft Office Professional Plus 2021, Battlefield 3 Premium Edition, CCleaner, Professional, Sniper Elite 4 Deluxe Edition, Adobe Illustrator 2023, Far Cry 4 Gold Edition, Adobe Photoshop 2021, 𝕃𝕚𝕃 Uninstaller Pro. See the article for more HotRat infected apps. So that free version of Adobe Photoshop or the latest video game you just downloaded could be a Trojan horse for HotRat, among a multitude of other potential security vulnerabilities. Here's how to keep your party malware-free. The best way to keep your party or your computer malware-free is to only invite guests you trust. In other words, only download software from official websites or authorized distributors. If a deal seems too good to be true, it probably is. And don't forget to keep your antivirus software up to date and switched on. HotRat, like many other types of malware, often tries to turn off antivirus software to avoid getting kicked out of the party. If a software installation asks you to turn off your antivirus, that's a big red flag. The risks that come with illegal downloads just aren't worth it. Not only could you be opening your computer up to party crashers like HotRat, but you're also breaking copyright laws. Stay safe online by only downloading software from trusted sources and keep your antivirus software up to date. Remember, the best things in life might be free, but the best software quite often is not. Stay safe, stay secure, and only install legitimate software from reputable sources. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye, and thanks for watching and listening.